making a little appearance. So I've got a little singing whiskey here for you because a lot of people need it this weekend, whether they drink or not. They need the spirit of the redbreast, the robin, and they need the good Irish singing whiskey. This is fairly good quality whiskey. It's not top, but well, it is top. It's really good. The Writer's Tears was really good too. It costs a lot more, but the redbreast, good stuff. And it's got some good well water in it. Also, they're melted, the ice cubes melted, the little icebergs are melting. But I think a lot of people were overcome this weekend by sudden, almost at the same time on Friday, sudden, and it covered several states. A sudden sobbing and crying and pain and loss and hurt, uncontrollable sobbing and burden and weight. And for me, it was also nausea and headache, and it struck me. And I know when I feel that overwhelming pain and burden and sobbing for no reason, it just comes suddenly out of the blue, and it's so heavy you cannot bear up under the weight of it. And it hurts, literally hurts, and I want to vomit. You take it personally when you feel it, because it is personal. However, if anyone's watching this, if you feel that sudden, just hardcore, heavy sobbing and burden and pain come upon you, and it's literally painful, like you're sick, your head hurts, and you want to vomit, and you can't hold up under it anymore. And there's also some resentment and a strong desire for justice. When that suddenly wells up like that, and you even think that you want to end it, you want to end life, what's the point? It's personal, but also realize when it's that heavy and that sudden that you are absolutely not alone. It's always, every single time, it is a sign that it's bigger than you. It's beyond you. And a lot of people are feeling it. And that something basically like a bomb dropped. A spiritual bomb, I don't know, but it happens in areas, and something really heavy, hardcore, heavy, despairing, and evil did drop over the weekend, starting on Friday, for a lot of people, at least in the western states of the United States. I don't know about the rest, but it was very strong. It was very heavy. It took me 2 days to recover. I slept a lot. I just had to sleep it off and cry. So we all need spirit, and realize when it's that heavy and you feel suddenly that pointless, it is not just you. It is something bigger than you, and you will get through it. You will. Just get you. It takes sometimes several days. You'll get through it. Don't despair. George Patrick Soren and Saint Mahalia Jackson. May the glory and the spirit be upon you, and a strong, strong braced back. Hold your chin up. Hold your chin up, and next time anyone tells you that your mask is not high enough, look at them, and say the famous words that Van Morrison said to get out of a contract he wanted out of and he was obligated to fulfill for a time. And we're all obligated to fulfill a contract. We were born into it. Next time someone tells you that mask ain't up high enough, look at them and say, I can tell by the look on your face that you've got ringworm. That's why you're wearing your mask. It's a song. Van Morrison sang a song called Ringworm on his famous Bang sessions, which had some amazing songs. But you look at the complete Bang sessions, and there's some pretty interesting songs going on there because he's really angry and upset and trying to get out of a contract, and he has to fulfill the song, so he sits down and he makes a bunch of songs. One of them is called Ringworm. I think there's another one called The Big Royalty Check in the Sky or something like that. Yeah. What did Van Morrison say? Man, how does he do it? You just gotta not care. You just... When that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. When that foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. Don't wanna fear it. I can't sing like Van. So, this was a weekend of a whole lot of shofar blowing. This whole week, and especially this weekend in America, they were blowing the shofars because we are in what is called the head of the year. It's the new year in old school calendars, including the old Jewish Hebrew calendar. So we're in the days of the head of the year, which is a fish. And they often eat fish to signify the head of the new year. And they blow a lot of horns. And ram's horns and any horn means, it's a symbol of power. It means power. And you blow those horns to gather people and to call them. And also it's a call to war. Some of the most amazing horns are Irish horns. They had these, they were not ram's horns as far as I know. They were big, huge horns that made a big, scary noise. And you'd blow those and call people to war and gather them up. So, somehow we're on Ireland. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Probably because of Van Morrison. And I'm thinking about Van Morrison. He's a little upset right now, as he should be. He says our governments, which I agree with, are causing fear and loathing. And he's probably thinking in his mind, that by the look on people's faces, they probably all have ringworm. So I think I should tell a story because I can't really, I mean, I can think of a ton of things to say, and I may as I keep going, but I'm going to tell a little story that may mean something and may not. People can read whatever they want into it, but to me it's a hopeful story. It's a story about justice and victory in the end, and being called into the inner room. And it's just a little story of my life. And again, it has a little bit of Irish influence in it, so I will tell the story. So many years ago, long time ago, one of my best friends got tickets for a show in another town, a little town, to go see the Young Dubliners. And so we went over to this other town, and it was a really big crowd. It was really awesome. It was summertime. And this little town is just really touristy, but also really Western and really wonderful nightlife because it's not the big city. It's just full of people that are pretty open-minded, getting drinks and having fun and listening to music. And it's, cowboys and hippies. So and it's really rich millionaire hippies and really poor ones, and nobody cares. Writers and intellectuals and actors and all that. So anyway, we go see the Young Dubliners in a place that's no longer opened, and it's upstairs. It's really big. And there's a stage. I don't know how the second story of this old bar could hold the weight. And I think that's probably why they did close it down, was for safety reasons. Because we were up there on the second floor, and it was packed. It was crowded, and it was a big area. Very large and very packed. I mean, everyone was touching each other from the front to the back, and it wasn't little. Did I stress that enough? Medium size, I guess. And so we go see the Young Dubliners, and really hot, wonderful late summer night. I mean, that is the best time to go out, is in some old Western hillbilly town in the late summer, like late July or August. Those night times in these small Western towns is magical. It is magical. People are, it's just more open-minded, relaxing, and interesting than, say, a city could ever be. It's amazing. So we're up there, and it's so hot because it's the second story, and it's so packed, and it's this old building, wood floors, and the Young Dubliners are just playing really great that night, and the floor is being stomped, and everyone's jumping up and down. It's just this big packed crowd of people really close together. And I'm about halfway, not in the front, but closer to the front with my friend. And there's this really tall, skinny, bony, lanky woman behind me. She's just ultra tall and skinny, and she's got really short bleached blonde hair that's like really short shave to her head. And she's just attacking me through the whole show. She won't leave me alone. I was in pain. This woman, and she's really tall. Her knees were like halfway up my back because I'm fairly short or medium height, and a little below medium. And she's kneeing me. Her knee is literally jabbing in the middle of my back. She's jumping up and down and just jamming her knee into my back. And I'm like, ow! I'm looking at my friend, and she's even littler, and she's looking at me going, what is going on? You are getting beat up, like attacked. You're getting attacked, Rosa. So, I'm not the kind of person that just gives up or cries or anything, especially when some big, nasty, like spider leg a girl has it out for me. And she wasn't a girl. I mean, she was older. She's just literally just jumping up and down and jamming into my back. And I'm in this crowd going, oh my God, I'm getting bruised. And I look around and she's attacking me. I don't know why. And I look at my friend and I say, what can I do? And so I kind of move, and she moves too. And I move a little further away. I move forward, and she just comes after me, and she's jamming those long, lanky, skinny, bony knees into my back. And I look, the young Dubliners, they actually saw it, and I wasn't very close to the stage. They saw it, and they were pointing, and they were looking, and I can't remember, one of them said something, but they looked at each other. They could see this because it was so nasty. They saw that I was being attacked, and they pointed at me and they said something. I can't remember what. And finally, I went outside and I hung outside and talked to some people and got another drink and got away from this girl. And but she was after me all night. So after the show, me and my friend were downstairs in the downstairs bar, and we're talking, and the band is clearing out, and my friend and I are hanging out. Yes, it's just so gorgeous. Such a wonderful summer night. You just don't want those hot summer nights to end. And we'd taken that long trip over there to go see this, and it was going to be a long drive back. And so we're sitting at a table, we're talking, and then the lead singer, I think his name is Keith, he comes down, and we start talking to him for a while, and some other person, and we start talking, and that girl, the lanky thing, is panicking. She's on the phone trying to book a hotel room. Forgive me, I've got a slow reading card in my camera and it turns off. So I think we were at the point where Lanky Legs is stomping up and down on the wood floors, screaming at and yelling at hotels because she can't get one. And she's angry and she's yelling at them like somehow, they can open up a room for her and kick someone else out of the room. That's how it works when you're special, I guess, special needs. And so yeah, we're sitting there talking and watching her pace up and down and yelling on the phone. And we're talking to the band members. And finally she storms out. And we all watch her storm out. And she's yelling on the phone. And the lead singer, Keith, goes, why don't you come upstairs? Just come upstairs and hang out up there. We got the private bar up there. So we're like, okay. We go up there. And it was real nice. It was a private bar. It was really relaxing, really calm. There was a rodeo queen up there, and she was hilarious. She was sitting at the bar drinking, and she'd had a lot to drink, and she was just bouncy, and she was talking about rodeo, and there were some other people, and there was some family members, I think, that must live around the area. So we just hung out up there, and let me check my damn camera. Okay. Still going. Oh. I hope. So, anyway, yeah, we're sitting up there at the bar, and pretty soon, Lanky Legs, she comes storming up the stairs, and she tries to walk over the gate, and they're like, no, you can't come in here. And she goes, but I got a hotel room, and I got to talk to the guy in the band. And they all kind of look at her, not really, and everyone goes quiet and turns their back on her. And I'm just sitting there at the bar, and she stands there. She looks at me. She looks, and she goes, but she's in there. Why can't I? How come she gets to? And I just looked, and I turned my back too. Ignored her, and she just was just in a little hissy fit and stood there really angry, and then she stormed back out down the stairs. So what does that story have to do with anything? I mean, it all depends, but the way it popped into my mind the other day, because it's the story of getting some justice at the end, and of being beaten up all night long for who knows what reason. You know, that's a common occurrence with me. I don't know why, but I will get singled out of crowds by girls, and they will just randomly do their sneaky girl things where they act like I'm just so good and innocent. I'm a good girl and you're a bad girl and I'm going to beat you up. And girls can be really mean. I just, want to go have a good time and be mellow and have a good time. And girls want to beat me up for some reason. They got something to prove. I have no idea what they have to prove. There's nothing to prove. And, except that you can beat me up and I'm smaller than you. Great. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. But just so you know, as a female, it's a common occurrence for some females. And I just don't really care anymore. I don't care. I used to take it personally, but I don't really care anymore. Whatever floats their boat. But it's the story of, in the end, getting to go to the upper room, to the private party with just a few close people, your own personal bartender, and a rodeo queen who tells good stories, and she's funny. Just relaxing, and some family, and on a good hot western small town summer night. very satisfying, very calm, magical, because you've got that little just good company, the beautiful golden feeling of the lights and the people and the little tinkling sounds and the voices and your golden colored drink. Just that, when you get that really beautiful, perfect golden, the golden and the little tinkling sounds in the distance, like that you hear when you go out to eat, and there's just this little like bell tinkling sounds, especially after you've had a really satisfying meal and not too much to drink, but maybe you've had a drink with it, like a glass of wine. I'm not a wine drinker unless I am eating. I can do it kind of a watered down wine, but I don't really like wine because I think it's crazy making. That's just my opinion of it. It's a little crazy making. Yet I can do whiskey. I can only do it when the weather cools down though. I can't drink whiskey much when the weather's hot or summer. I can do whiskey. Maybe because it's just so distilled and purified. Do you hear those beautiful sounds? The ice, the spirit, beautiful little glass. Does anyone remember these? These are really old, I don't know, 60s or 70s. It also came in a ugly green and a kind of amber color. That's pretty nice. These glasses are very, very breakable. They came in a bigger size. This is a juice glass, but I think they're hard to find because they're very breakable. I had another one of these. I think it was in an ugly green, and I might still have one. And they just break really easy. You got to be really careful with them. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. May you be full of the Spirit. And after a night of getting your back broken, may you be noticed and invited up to the upper room where it's calm and relaxing, and just hang out up there. And then have a beautiful summer late or early morning drive home.